It says I'm live. So, I guess I'll believe it. And sorry guys, I still can't find better music, so we're just listening to the same old, same old. Not gonna be a very long stream. I just realized Shim told me that the loot was falling through the floor, and well, yeah, that's what was happening. But I can kind of show you why. I already started fixing it, and then I thought, I might as well stream this kind of stuff because then people know what's going on. Hang on. No, wait, wrong. And ow! Did you hear that? How do I? What? Huh? What? Yeah. I don't know what the hell. Okay, whatever. Oh wait, no. Nope, don't know. I was trying to see some with the stream and the phone and the whatever. Who cares? So, what we gotta do, you know? This rock. Let me open the blood marsh so you can see what's going on. Basically, it boils down to a 2019 change. Let's revert that for now. It's only, well, shoot. See, we have the public one, and then we have the instance one, the private one, because I didn't have much content for dungeons, so I thought, okay, temporarily we'll make this a instance zone as well, but Alright, hold up. Let's do this. Yeah, it works. You gotta holler at me if the volume's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few other things. I just like to do a handful of stuff. I don't like to push and reset the server if it's just one little thing, but I mean, this is kind of a big one. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it to me before that we weren't able to get to the 4th dungeon. So sorry guys. And let me get this software over here so I can kind of watch the levels on that. Alright, so we have this situation. I had a chunk of terrain right here. So I'll just kind of have to explain what was happening a little bit to anyone who cares. I don't know how interesting this stuff is to some people. I think it's interesting because it's game dev, and this is just, you know, sometimes it's not fun, but it's just stuff you gotta do. But it's interesting to see what happened and why. So this here is the terrain. This is not terrain, that's a model, a rock. And if you look at the nav mesh, the blue area is what the enemies or NPCs, whatever, that's what they can navigate on. So what was happening, I imagine Qathulu is like right here, and I pushed out the terrain a little so it would catch his loot when he drops. The loot object comes from the center of the model, and then I did some rigid body physics. I added force, so it kind of throws these chunks of flesh with rib cage, bones and stuff, so they just go poof, and then it just hits the terrain and it will tumble down. So I needed something to catch it, because all this is poison water that's meant to kill you. Just because, I don't know, Seemed fun. And it's a weird fight. I wanted to use the way the guy set it up, where it's meant to be that it fights on this pedestal, and I think I could have done it better, so I might revise it later. But anywho, the problem was that this, by putting a little chunk out here, the blue was extended to right here. So if you just imagine that, what was happening is the boss, is that right? Yeah, that one. He has a nav mesh agent, they call it, and that thing would pop up to match the blue, so that's why he was floating, which nobody told me about that. I didn't know. And the loot would drop and it would catch it like normal. Everything was fine. So in 2019, apparently it just updates regardless if the speed is 0, as it is right here. In 2017, it didn't move him because the speed was 0, so he wasn't trying to follow the blue areas. So he wasn't floating. So anywho, what I did is I pushed the train back down and rebaked it, and then I put a rock in place of that. I pushed the offset back down, and now I don't really know why this rock isn't catching it. I have an idea, but you can see what happened here in my screenshot. I turned off the poison water so you could see. So this is the new little rock. I pulled it upward and saw the loot had fallen right through it. Yet I could stand on it. So that's weird. Normally if it has a collider, then anything with a collider is going to interact. Now you click on the rock, it does have a collider. It's a little weird though because it's not showing in green like they normally do. Like this is a collider. So that's odd. So I kind of don't believe it's really there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try dragging the rock back in. Let me, and whatever change I do to this, we're gonna have to do it to the other because I have both the public and the private. See all those colliders out there? Tons of them. So let's do this. Let's say, oops, hit this button. W is the move, translate tool, and then we're going to click on polysurface 21. So the mesh collider is supposedly referring to this surface. This is the source file. You can tell by the little black grayish side of the box, and it's got like tape on it. That's what I see anyways. Like that's the original unpacking of the source. I don't know what they're going for. But right here, generate colliders is not on. So let's give this a go. We'll click that and then apply. And in the past, I've never seen it actually update in the scene. What we should be seeing is this wireframe, but in green. So, I don't believe it did it. Let's hit F to frame there. Oh, that's what it is. Hey, did this get turned off? Nope, it's on. Let's try... You know what, let's just grab this source rock, drag it to this one, parent it, so now it's a child, and then its position should be the same. Scale is 1 to 1, let me make sure, yep, that's identical. Now this one still is not showing a mesh collider. Damn it, maybe that's not gonna work. I was thinking by refreshing the rock in the scene with a new one that has that checkbox turned on, I thought maybe that would work, but maybe not. So, I'll test it again. Now that I've checked the generate colliders, who knows, maybe that's all we need to do. What I did do though, in fact, just so you know, I'm gonna push this either way. This is something I want to sort out, but we have the, well, here, let me show you. So the enemy, the way I set up my script, I have enemy data is kind of like the central hub for everything about this enemy, and I made a custom loot list. In here, there was his Cthulhu's hearts. By the way, I know I spelled it wrong. He's meant to be an image of Cthulhu, because I read somewhere that the way Lovecraft described it is that the ancient ones were beyond our comprehension, and to see them would drive you mad or something. So, and plus I didn't have a modeler to make the squiggly tentacle beard thing. So I figured until I can get around to modeling that, or get somebody to model that, I'll have an illusion of him, an image of him. This is image 1, then there'll be image 2, and then you fight him a 3rd time for real, and that'll be the final model. So I took out the Hearts of Cthulhu that were in his list, and I made them drop on the, my nose is itching again. I must have hay fever or something. Hopefully it's not the dumb virus. That virus stuff is getting out of control, man. Okay, so now I added the Hearts of Cthulhu. They will be in this chest, alright? So that's where you get them. They're right there. It should work. I've tested it a couple times. It works. But I will keep trying to make the loot drop down here, or I have to do a custom one-off thing where the loot gets pushed over here or placed over here. But because of the way I did it with the add force to rigid bodies, it's using physics and pushing like 4 or 5 chunks of flesh out in a spherical pattern. And if I change that on him, it's going to change on every enemy. So it'd have to be like, check a box, and if this is this one enemy out of hundreds, do this one thing and place a loot there. I don't like doing that. I like whatever I program, I like it to be as flexible as possible. Anyways, let's reload the scene, and maybe that'll reload the collider. It's so weird that you can't see them, because I know we can stand on these rocks. Done it so many times. Oh, and I got the cage working. I'll have to show you that. Let me take a peek at my list here. Ooh, and the HDR. We gotta do a quick login, save out. Hey, what's up, Chris? Just chilling, huh? I'm doing some late night owl streaming. I stay up late, too late probably. Hey dude, how loud is this music? Let me turn off the game. I really don't know how loud the music is. Is it like half my voice? Or, I keep messing with the settings. I need to just get them dialed in, and then I'll leave them alone. I don't know if Cthulhu's up, is he? He might be. It's good? Okay. Cool, cool. Thank you, sir. Now let's see what this guy does. I'm just gonna use the kill command just to do the damn test, right? I see no loot. Dang. That's pissing me off. So I'll push this either way. I figure I'll stream for maybe an hour and then just push the fix so you guys can at least access the new dungeon. But you will miss out on whatever he drops. So that's why I will fix it. But yep, sure enough, there it is. Dang it. I don't know why it's passing through. Let me try. What if we drop it right on top of there? What's it gonna do? No way! What is going on there? Alright, so it hits the rock, it stays on the rock. Yeah, all weird. Okay, so colliders are working. It's just, yep, can stand right on it. We're good to go there. And if I loot the chest, there's his hearts, so we're good. That'll get you into D4. So let's just, oh, gotta test the, let's just hop into Blood Chasm. Oh, you like the new boss? Sweet. Wait, did I show the... You mean the one I put in here, I guess. I'm gonna do some things to fancy him up. He should be much cooler. Well, if what I have in mind is all gonna work. Alright, so let's look at this torch. So, I mentioned this in the last stream, but just in case somebody didn't catch it, and I'll have to make this more obvious, but or something. So I understand that particles, creepy. That maybe could go down a notch, huh? But I like it. So particles are killing performance. I'm looking into that still. There's just a lot to dig through. I mean, it's certainly changed in 2019 from 2017, so I gotta figure it out. If we look at this fire, it looks great. It looks proper. That's because HDR is on. So if you go to your video settings, this is inverted, but I think I know what I did wrong there. So I'm gonna leave it checked this time, and you see how much of a difference that makes. That's huge. So I'm gonna leave that on, and then let's just, you know what, let's just log out here. So if I log out, it's gonna save my settings, and that's gonna go to player prefs, which is a kind of built-in, yeah, it's a built-in thing. It's really weird though, it actually saves to your, Whack-a-wan! What's up, buddy? It saves to your registry. It's really odd to me that it goes straight to your registry, but so I think I know what the problem was here. And if you have this problem where the checkbox is inverted, save out with it on, if you want it on, and then log back in. And we'll see right now if that's actually going to work. I mean, there's a ton of things I want to work on here, but I think it's probably important that I get that fix for the chest. And I got a buddy who's been going through some of the VFX and fixing some things and optimizing some things, but we're still not sure how best to optimize the visual effects. So for now, the checkbox is going to be across the board disabling HDR. All right, so I left the box on, so that looks correct, and damn it, not correct. Piss me off. So I have to look at my code, but see right there, it's on, checkbox, off, but the box is checked. So it works, it's just inverted. So I'll push this, you guys just have to deal with it for a minute. It's not a big deal, right? Just confusing. And then I'll figure it out. Okay, what else did we need to test here? Oh, now that the cage works, I had an issue with the last boss. We'll go test that again. He was resetting. Got a couple things to add on the little store page. I'm gonna do a corpse explosion on the last boss. That'll be cool. Oh, and I don't know if I showed this thing or not. There's a little pop in that clip that I don't like. Hey, what? I thought I fixed that. Dang it. See that wall clipping in? It's like coming down from the room above. Darn it. I thought I had it. Get out of the way, guy. Oh yeah, I changed the distance. Looks like that's not even pushed over far enough. So I'll just write down wall clipping. That's an easy fix. I thought I already fixed it. Maybe I didn't save it. And maybe I'll just do a build sooner rather than later, and we'll just take a little detour break kind of thing. I don't know why these guys have such a hard time getting in here. That's so silly. Yeah, they reset. It's good. At least you can't. Well, you could exploit that a bit, but not too much, I think. I don't know. Not stuff I can worry about right now. Gotta worry about things working properly. The loot drop seems higher than normal. I don't know about that. Well, he didn't drop. So we got 2 out of 4 drop loot. These flawed shards are good. Anybody who's new to the game. Leather scraps can be used to make bags. Flawed shards can be used. We'll take that so we can disenchant it. Ooh, that is not a bad pot. Be better if it was around 30 charges though. So the transmute thingy. You know, I meant to do a tutorial on this and I never got around to it. When I was a kid, I saw stuff like that, like the wall. I thought it was a digital modeling technique using a paper-like digital thing instead of full-on solid sculpting. Then I learned. That's funny. If you use these flawed shards, you can take, say like this sword here. It has dexterity and divinity. But if we put some flawed shards in there, I don't want to use my high-end essence, so I'll just leave the low-end stuff in there. And that's garbage. Don't know why that's in there. The flawed shard is going to randomly pick a stat and try to randomly improve it based on the item's level and its quality. Green is the lowest magical quality, then it goes blue, then purple, then orange. So if we say infuse gems, you got to have essence, and you can use flawed shards for random, or you can use specific gems. This one does vitality, this one does dexterity. A lot of you already know this, but anybody new? And we got dexterity, went from 20 to 38. Let's do it again. And dexterity again, that's crazy. Elemental, 50, cool. Let's just do it a bunch of times. Alright, see, it just added a bunch of stats. Even though I'm not going to use it, I'm actually just going to disenchant it. I just wanted to show you. So green is going to turn into green dust, lesser. You can convert your lesser, or convert all to lesser, or you can convert to medium, or you can convert 3 mediums, make 1 greater, and you can see we end up with 2 and 1, but if we convert all to lesser, we got 19. So depending on which one is in this outer area is which one it will use when you use a gem. So the higher the quality, if you use the highest quality, you'll get the highest result for the item's enchantment. We're going to disenchant, and it's going to take anything in this outer area and turn it into dust. So we got some more dust, and that's pretty good armor. But I need backspace, and it doesn't really matter on this guy. This is my total cheater character, so it doesn't really matter what I keep on him. Oops. So we'll just disenchant, we get more dust, and we'll put all this crap in there. Convert all to the highest, should save some room, but it didn't. And this guy has a lot of items that we need for quests, so I just keep those on there, and in case I gotta duplicate and hook somebody up. And that pot is garbage, and this one is not bad because it gives 18% health and mana. Kind of high on the charges, 44 out of 60, which, by the way, 60 charges, you get 1 charge per second, so that's 1 minute. So if you get a potion that only costs 30 charges, you can use it twice a minute. So that's ideal. And there's other tricks to that, but I'll be right back. I'm just walking down the hall here, getting a drink. If you pay attention, you'll see you get the 1 charge per second. You only get it every 5 seconds. It comes with your health and mana. You get mana and health every 5 seconds. So that's how that works. However, you can reduce your intervals. Like the werewolf has a 1 second reduction, so you would get your potion charges and your health and mana every 4 seconds instead of every 5. Then you could stack that with the priest tree, and you could stack that with the shaman tree, and this right here, if you max that to rank 10, it'll shave another second off, which I'm not sure this is balanced, so I probably shouldn't be saying this, but it would be interesting to see how it plays out. So that would put you down to 3-second intervals, and that means you still only get 1 charge per second, but you can say you get 1,000 health per 5 seconds. You shave it off right there, shave off 1 second, shave off 1 second here, same position, 3rd row, far left, turn into a werewolf, and you regenerate health and mana every 2 seconds. That's pretty OP. So, we'll look into that, but I mean, it does lock you into a class that doesn't have a lot of offensive power, even though as a werewolf you don't really need it, but you will miss out on a lot of passive melee stuff. Anywho, moving along here. So we set up, alright, really I gotta just kill these guys because it's loud and I'm trying to show you something. So this gate, it should be disabled after you kill the first boss, but we're about to find out. And then in this dungeon there's a ton of mechanics. Not a ton, and they're not like super advanced, but I'm getting there. It's a lot of work to do by yourself. And alright, let's kill this guy because he's going to distract me. So now you'll see two gates pop up here when we engage this guy. I think right now on the live server, those of you who can get to D4, I think this guy doesn't die. So sorry about that. Turn that down a hair. Math! Not math! Alright, so at 75%, he should spawn one worm that's going to spit acid at us. Then at 50%, he spawns 2 more, so that's a total of 3. So you'll want to kill them as they pop up. And then at 25%, he's going to spawn 3 more all at once. And then you got to really be on it. I almost just used the insta-kill on him. Oops. Oh, and if you haven't seen the werewolf, this is what the werewolf looks like. And you're locked into 4 skills, so you really got to focus on your passives. But you move faster, and you jump further, and you throw rocks, because that's all I had. You can see, though, that regeneration is keeping me alive. And this first skill here is a regen skill. Okay, 1's up, so I gotta kill that. I am gonna cheat here because it's kind of hard to solo. And I need my healing, so I'm gonna shape-shift out. And this is in my cheater gear, so if you play the game and you look at the numbers, you're gonna be like, oh, what the hell? But it's just for testing. It's coming. There will be high level gear. So we kill. I wonder what would happen if I just insta killed him. It should spawn all of them at once, but I don't know. Not sure. Oh, should have had that on. Ooh, yeah, 2 of those hurt. And you want to move out of the poison, by the way. You love this so much. I do too, but I feel like I'm biased. Probably biased, because it's my baby. And we'll smack him with one of those. Oh, he's close to spawning the other 3, so we better put our AoEs onto this guy from a distance, but I'm going to hit him with this, and it's probably going to spawn all of them. Okay, we'll just focus fire on this little guy. Oh shit, I got the wrong target! Oh! Okay, let's get a heal off, top off, and then we'll just burn this guy down. Just don't stand in that. There we go, now we're ready for the last 3. There they go. Ooh. Gotta crank out the deeps. Use a pot or 2. Ooh, and I stood right in that. That was dumb. Okay, at this point, I might as well just focus fire on him. Near the hill. Okay. Did I get him? I got him. Cool. Then we'll just pick these off as we go. I was gonna cheat, but screw it, whatever. Oh, I can't. Oh, I got some broken gear. Oh no. So if you're out and about and you get broken gear, you just use your TP crystal and you can return back to where you were. Alright, gates. These gates worked. So I assume the other one did. They're all supposed to disable when he dies. These are oh, that happened because the buff wore off. Tokens are used to buy stuff at the shop thingy, and there'll be a lot more stuff coming there. We got 3 of the good essence. You get some gems from bosses. This is a quest item that it's not quite ready, so in this patch it won't be ready, but it's coming. And we got a purple and a blue and a purple. Pretty lucky. So I got 3 purples out of that. You guys are being spoiled on loot. I hope you know that. This is not how it was originally. It just happened to be that way. So this thing will return me right back to where it was, so I don't lose any progress. So right here, we can just repair gear. Wow, that's all it costs? Sorry guys, but I gotta increase repair bill a little bit. I'll test it. It won't be in this patch, but that's a little too cheap. RJ says I got a bit of bias too, but like, bro, come on. All are coming together like this and working. It's beautiful. Spells. Ah, I love it. Thanks, man. It is really cool to see your vision come together. Oh, I'm almost out of arrows. Oh wait, I got 400 right there. And let's throw this in there. And I know some people have said, oh, inventory management sucks. Yeah, well, you want less loot? That's probably the easiest thing at the moment. But I'm looking at adding more, gosh, I think it'd be faster to go that way. More options for inventory space, so we'll get to that. See, that pot gives me 8% health and mana, costs 29 charges, so I could totally use that twice a minute. But this one, you get more than double? Yeah, more than double. but it takes another almost 50% longer to recharge. So these are, you know, to each their own. Oh, these armor scraps, by the way, they will eventually be for repairing armor. So if I increase the cost of repairs, then I definitely need to get that working. And I think the way it'll work is you'll just put your broken item or item in need of repair. We'll just go into your philosopher's shard pouch, whatever. I'm just gonna sell these because they're just taking up space. I don't need that. This guy doesn't need anything. He's basically just never used. This is the test server, and nothing's really saved anyways, you know. Just need space for picking up things. Oh wait, why did I move that? So I can make sure things are dropping as they should. You really should disenchant your purples. Like, if you're playing live version, disenchant those. Okay, now we'll just take the portal back, and that'll put me right back to that boss room. So you don't skip a beat, but your TP crystal's on cooldown, so I can't use it for 11 minutes. I'm gonna cheat because it's not what I'm testing. As long as the enemies are doing their thing, that's fine. It's probably annoying to watch somebody cheat. It would be really annoying for me to watch somebody cheat, but you guys get it, right? I have to. It's when you're testing and you just need to test the thing, it'd take like 100 times longer if I played legit. Okay, perfect. The gate is gone. Perfecto. Let's just fly by these guys. And this room with the pulsing thingamajiggers, that pulse could be better, no doubt. I could improve on that. It's pretty cool, but you know, it could be better. This room now has a little. Jeez, I'm gonna have to kill all these guys. This is where the second boss is, and just get rid of all these guys. Good enough. Oh wow. Oh right, they all chain pull. Forgot about that. But that looks like that's the edge of their range, so they start resetting once they get to there. I think I need to. Well, yeah, I should put a gates right here as well. But the fact that they just pulled to there, that's gonna be tricky. That's why I had double gates on the last one. Guess we do the same thing, but. So the idea is, hey, what? They must have a long aggro range. Okay, I need to see this guy working. Hang on though, let's get these little guys out of the way so I can pay attention to the big guy. Alright, he is animating. That's all I really need to know for now. And now I'm gonna find some different animations. Just want to make sure nothing happens here. And then I'm gonna fancy him up with some stuff. I think we're good. Good enough. So he's gonna have, I'm gonna make his horns glow on the ends. That'll be emission and emission, whatever you wanna call it. And then his claws, I think, will be glowing. And of course his eyes, because why not, right? And he didn't drop anything good. That's maybe bad, I don't know. And I might show that in the stream, but I feel like I really need to get this patch going. Oh, his name's Undead. Whoops. He's totally fresh. Need to do something with him. And I think I'll have him drop like almost like, well, I can't put a ton of time into this because I need to move on to the next zone. And everything kind of goes in render passes, so I'll come back and render over some things and improve things, and eventually I wanted to have the Blackmore redone with a little more attention to detail. But yeah, this room's gonna need some props. And imagine like a pool of lava, that some fire and stuff, and that guy he'll drop that around the room, maybe on you, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. And if you're locked in, it might be kind of interesting how that plays out. I don't know. Right now I'm limited on the mechanics that I have, because it's like if I want a different mechanic, I have to create it from scratch. There's no pack that you could just download and then boom, you got mechanics. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know if we've all seen this, but my teammate, or whatever you want to call it, Meryl, who's helping me on this, she's got some ideas here. I mean, a lot of this is her idea, and she actually put together this level. I only put together the first part, so it's looking really good. And she chose this texture, which I think is really awesome looking. So we're thinking, I think, I'm letting her have the lead on this, but I think what we're going to do is you put the head, at least the head, and I don't know if we're going to have another item. So this is from the first boss. Oh crap. The second boss didn't drop what he was supposed to drop. No! Error. We got a problem. But maybe you put that in there, and then it does something. I'll just let her decide, and it enables this to work. And right now I'm supposed to be able to put a crown on this guy, which will unlock that gate, and it ain't working. So now we gotta go take a look at the level and figure out why. Oh dude, I got an even better fire. It's way more expensive, but that's the thing I'm running into. Like, I don't know what to say to people. It's like, I know a lot of people's feedback and just their general opinion has been like, well, yeah, Rain's a old school game and low quality graphics. Well, true. I mean, my plan was to go back over the graphics and improve them, but yeah, it's making it so that some people can't play the game. You know what I mean? So that's I don't know what to do. There's a little bit of a. I'm not great with the graphic settings. I'm not great with shaders, so I'm gonna need to hire some help on that one. Alright, so we open the blood chasm, we go to our enemy, parent, holder, folder, whatever you want to call it. Go to our second boss guy. I don't know why, it just makes sense to put him at the bottom of the list, so I put an X for alphabetizing? One of those words. So this guy is the one I'm gonna like make these glow, I think, and then his eyes will glow orange, and then maybe his hands. Ooh, you know, it'd be cool if I put like glowing veins down his arms. That'd be neat. Maybe I'll do that in this stream. I don't know. I really should push the fix so people can get in here. But why is he not dropping that thing? It's right there. Huh. That's not good. It's right there. So this boolean is supposed to make it so he has to create loot. And if he has to create loot, he's supposed to create whatever's in here. So we gotta go look at this. I gotta know rough. Yeah, it's still a shithead, yeah. I mean, they just keep changing it. So unless you're up to date and you're focusing and reading patch notes and paying attention to what they're doing, because they're kind of just doing, like, they'll be going this direction, then they're like, you know what, this is a crap system, let's go this direction. And I don't know if that's because other engines or other platforms are doing that, and then they change direction completely, so you might have been going that direction and you knew what was happening and how to optimize, but then they changed, and yeah, it's pretty dumb. So yeah, it's still a pain for me. I remember back in the day needing to heavily rely on occlusion culling and LODs. And you still kind of do. I mean, I think it's always best to do something like that, right? But let me take a look at this one more time while I'm on it. So we are setting the player press set string, which is the camera's HDR 2 string, and this is the performance thing. As far as I can tell, that's going to be the best thing I can do for everybody is to allow you to turn it on or off. If it's off, the fire that I'm saying looks really good will be not so good. But at least you can run at higher frame rates. So I don't know what to do. I think I kind of just have to wait on them. Did I get that debug? I didn't really use that. And this is set true. If true is the result, looks good. I don't see why that's messing up. But all right, the gate did work, so we can close that one. So the one that didn't work, wait, is that one good? Yeah, that one's done. I don't know why this one was open. I think we're good on that. That one, I really got to rethink if I can. Trying to make a generic script that can kind of fire anything, but it's not really that easy. Alright, so here we have the enemy data. You can see that's the script we have over here in the inspector. So I checked the box, must create loot on, here, let me make that bigger so you can see it, on death or something, on kill. Okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense the way I word it, but whatever. So if that's checked, it's supposed to guarantee loot. Wait, what are we in? We're on create loot. Is it gonna be in here? I guess it's gonna be in there. See, this is the part of game dev where people lose interest because you just have to stop, read, think, then think some more, and then experiment. Some things never change, it seems. I mean, yeah, those are important, useful techniques, but thought by now Unity would have some more to offer out of the box and make smooth games. Well, I don't know if they do or don't. The trouble for me has been keeping up, because you know I've got my own engineering problems to deal with, so to follow theirs and keep up with what their engineers are doing, that it sucks. It really sucks. So you're doing even more work just trying to keep up with them and learn their new systems. It sucks. But yeah, I have piles and piles and piles and piles of code that I'm trying to maintain and build on, and it gets really tricky. Where did I do the must create? Alright, let's just look for it. Okay, so now we right click on this word and find all references, clear the search, oops, open that back up, and enemy data, they are in that file, yeah, okay, and there we are, and interesting. Okay, so sending host rewards, that means if I was teamed with one of you guys, you probably would have got the loot, but I wouldn't have, I think. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I gotta fix this. Hold up, I think I know what's going on. Let me double check though. Send host rewards, create loot, if team, blah blah blah. Okay, wait. No, I take that back. You wouldn't have got it. So what I believe it is here is that the fact that I put this right here, regular loot drop chance. I almost need like a guaranteed loot drop, but what I can do is set it from 30% chance to 100% chance. Let's just double check though. So right here's gem, token, and if we have anything in the list, which we do, the size is 1, Paimon's crown, then we do temp list, and then for each item prefab in this list, custom loot. If it's not null, then custom loot drop chance. If it's greater than or equal to 100, then we absolutely add it to the temp list, and then we're going to loop through that list and combine it to our main list right down here. Otherwise, if it's not 100, then we have to roll for it. So that explains the problem. So it really wasn't a code issue, which is good. No, I love this. Even watching you code is exciting. Oh wait, I missed the first one. If I ever get the chance to start a Mooney again, it's definitely going to be on Cry or Unreal. I'll for sure use Unity, most likely for smaller games like Launch Baby. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was... Wow, brings back memories, huh? Dude, my wrist is jacked for some reason. Yeah, I think if I started a new project, I probably would use Unreal, almost for sure. But at this point, that's so hard for me to even say because this is like all I know. I mean, for years, 8 to almost 9 years, been using this every day of my life. And you'd think I'd know things better, but they just change things constantly. So the one thing from what it seems, it does seem like Unreal is better at keeping consistency. They don't go completely off track. Like if they're going this direction, they may deviate a little this way or that way, but they don't completely do a 180 and go that way, which Unity does do that. Gotta finish Launch the Baby and get on mobile stores for some startup funding. You really should, man. I think there's quite a few devs that hang out with me here and there and are in the Discord, and I'm sure you could get some people interested and get going on it again. That'd be cool. Let me write this down so I can get this build out. And this should be a small build because I didn't change a lot. Let me just make sure I did everything. I guess we need to test that guy again though. And Qathulu loot is just probably I just need to raise the drop point of Cthulhu's loot. Okay, a couple more things and then we're gonna push build, and it is what it is. The sunken cost fallacy. Yeah, I mean, I am in that boat, but I'm happy with where things are right now, so I want to keep going. And at this point, I'm just glad I pursued my dream, and it worked to a point where I can keep pursuing it for a while longer, and hopefully things will fall into place along the way, and I'll just keep going at it. I mean, I can't even imagine like ever stopping working on this, so it would continue no matter how slow, which I really thought it would speed up by now, but it's very difficult to find the right help, and obviously nobody's as crazy as I am, to the point where they'll just work insane hours per day. But that's okay. Spend so much time on one thing. Let me move this over here so I can see it better. Spend so much time on one thing, you gotta stick to it because you invested much on it. In spare time, you can't tinker. I mean, hell, that's how you get here. Yeah, that's exactly how I got here, man. And yep, I'd say it is totally a viable strategy, and if you genuinely like game dev stuff, you might as well. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This dungeon may be annoying, and the first boss might be the hardest. So this could change, but right now I'm gonna turn this gate off so I can go straight to the second boss, because I need to do a reset. And I need to make sure that he drops that crown, and then I need to make sure the door opens so we can get to the third, and I'll test the mechanic on the third boss, and we'll see from there. Yeah, I had no luck with devs to join. What? Really? Hang on, let me get this loading into the scene. I need to get a more definitive test server set up. This one is not quite done. Oh wow, just thought of something. How in the heck? For sure, dude, and same. I'm glad you went for it and made it this far. Thanks, RJ. That's awesome, dude. It has been interesting. Yeah, that's funny. All the enemies are there when you spawn in, so that's why you saw that guy just fall over and die. Because the level is already set like that. Those objects already exist. And that was just the easiest way for me to do it, so. Alright, let's teleport, because the boss that I need to kill is already dead, so I can't get the crown from him. Oops, wrong one. So we're going to TP, step out, reset, and see what happens. Alright. Should we kill Dum Dum again? Might as well. Let's go kill Dum Dum. Hey buddy, I just need to see what you're gonna do. Yeah, every time. The loot falls right through there. And it goes right into the rocks. So that means it must be that the loot is spawned under this collider, the rock skin, you know, because that's where the collision is. So the loot must be spawning all the way down there, which is where his feet are, and I swear I made the loot spawn. Oh, I think I know. I thought I made it spawn in the center of the collider, but maybe I didn't. Let's look. It would be in the die function. F3, that's close enough. Right click that, go to definition. What? Okay, why is there a carrot? I didn't want a carrot. What are you talking about, pal? Is there, okay, that worked. That's weird. And so this, no, where is it? It has to be in the create loot section. Sorry. Yeah, it's gotta be in the I'm gonna go control minus. Still learning Visual Studio. I was real good with mono develop, but no, they have to change that. That's not cool enough. Okay, so we're in the create loot. And right here is where we instantiate the loot bag prefab. There's our problem. Boys. Yeah, so it looks like I took the Y and I just simply added 3. So if you had let's use this toy that my niece gave me for my birthday because she thought I liked this. I don't, but don't tell her. So a big monster, if you're this big, the loot is basically saying it's transform, which is down here at the feet, plus 3, and that's it. And most monsters are about 5 meters at the most tall. So what we need to do is use the overall and then divide it by 2, get the center one way or another. So I think what I'll do is I'll get the collider, which Qathulu doesn't have a collider that's his own height. He has a collider that's about this big. And then I'll get the center point, and then the loot will drop from a higher point, which should fall onto the rock, rather than 3 meters above his feet, which is still within the rock. So that explains it. Right? Clear as mud, right? Two people just left while I was explaining that. Like, fuck this. This is boring. I don't care how it works. Just give me the loot. Funny. So what we could do... Here, we'll come back to that. Let me finish this test. And make sure I don't forget. Now this is going to affect every single enemy. Like I was saying earlier, I can't justify making a change to account for one enemy when there's already, well, I don't really know. I think I probably have like 20 to 30 different variations. So, but you know what I mean. You can't make it so, oh, this one enemy, I need that to work, and then you change it. So we'll see if it works for regular enemies. It should, as long as I don't ever change the collider size. Oh crap, flight. So the gate's gone because I disabled it. And then we'll go down here. And alright, here's where we gotta start killing things. Oh yeah, and aggro range was way off on the second boss ads. Alright. Let's see here. Wow, look at that. They come from a long ways away. And they're all set to chain pull except the boss, because he's fairly new. So we'll fix that. Just get out of, sorry if that's loud. Let's write this down too. Chain pull boss. It's crazy. There's so many little things that you got to do that just people just don't even think about. Like, I mean, I don't even think about. I've been doing this forever, and I forget about little things like how far away should they aggro, and yeah, dumb things. Okay, so die, and there's the crown. Sweet. So that worked. I made one purple and one blue. Let me fix that. That's dumb. Let's be consistent here. Quest items. I should ask Meryl tomorrow when she's awake. Or let's just look this up right now. Paimon. I'll have to read her story. I don't know a whole lot of what's going on with the quest right now. Let's just say, severed head. Oh. Severed head of Paimon? I don't know. I gotta redo a lot of these things too. Now that we're up and running, I gotta optimize some stuff on the database and how things are saved and lots of things. Oh wait, let me check this ore. Is it here? Wait a minute, now I'm confused. Where the heck am I? Not that. This one. It's gone. Okay. Oh, well, no, I don't know why it's not there. Where am I? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. I need to go that way. Got turned around looking for the ore. Hey, wait, is this the room where... Yeah, that's the room. Alright, then. I'm just hitting tab to get the nearest target, and then delete for the GM is the kill key. And you have the option, this is a tab target game. You can choose to make it select the nearest every time you hit tab, and so if you hit tab a bunch of times, it's still just going to stick to that whoever's closest, whatever target's closest. And it should work on players too if it's PvP. But we have, if you turn that off, it will cycle through the closest targets within a certain radius, and then it'll start with the closest and then the furthest. So that's what that's about. I don't know if I explained it well enough. Alright, now here we go. So right now we have, aside from putting the head in the fire and whatever we're gonna do there for the quest, we have, and I guess I didn't quite get what she was going for, but she wanted some clue. So we got a lot of work to do with the quest, but you can see Paimon, and that's the sigil of Paimon, which I can't explain a whole lot about it, but it's a pretty cool story, and we'll see. We're gonna spell it out in quests and stuff, but now I guess I'll put like some sparklies on his head or something. That'd probably be good, just so you know that you have to put this crown on this dead guy's head, which the dead guy's supposed to be me. I have to say that every time because it's funny that people said that while I was streaming, because yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm strapped to the chair and my back hurts, my butt hurts. All right, anyways, so we're gonna right click. Ready? That really did not do the lerping thing. It was supposed to go up slow. I was looking over here. We have a placeholder crown with the light. So put the crown on his head. Should have taken it out of the bag. Yep, good. I mean, it's working fundamentally, but that the gate is supposed to move like you see it move. I don't know. It did it last time I tested. What the hell? Let me just take a quick peek here. 0.7. It worked last time. What the heck? Arg. Matey. Well then, we'll just, oh, you know, there's something else I want to write So we will test the cage mechanic and why did I have this? Oh, I think we're about ready to do a build. Then I just have to upload it and restart the server. So if any of you are playing right now, just know that's gonna happen here soon. Ah, there's a lot. This is... You wouldn't believe how many papers and pages of notes I have. It's ridiculous. I don't even know why I do it that way. It's just I like writing on paper, I guess. I'm trying to do it on like a text doc. You can see this has gotten pretty long though. So I'm not sure. But I still just like paper. It's very unorganized the way I have it, but whatever. Alright, make sure I don't got any buddies. They should reset before they get to me. Or not. Nope, there we go. Okay, so this guy, I know it's a little predictable, but there's like an 8-second variation, but he's gonna do his thing and I think I should reduce the cooldown on that roll so that we can use that as archers. We can use that as our mechanism to get distance on your target until I get a slow in there, which I've got a lot of that set up. I'm running because aha, there we go, works perfect. Stuck in there, taking damage. It's resistible, which could be a problem. And he didn't reset, so we're good. I guess I'm gonna kill him just because I haven't tested him in a minute. That needs to be slowed down. I'll focus on the other thing. Holy crap, 5 purples in 1 drop? Are you kidding me? Does this guy got some increased drop chance? What the hell is happening? See, that is like way too much, guys. We shouldn't be getting that kind of drop. His boss bonus roll is 30. I don't know. Questionable. And I need to do something. I don't know what this originally was supposed to look like, but of course 2019 broke it. But I think it was supposed to look like a wavy, kind of like it's made of blood, like liquid. So, see if I can make that work again, but yeah, still works as a portal, so that's fine. And I think I'm good. So let me cross a few things off, see where I'm at. Balls itchy. Okay, we'll do the... You know, I'll do the build first, and then fix that collider thing I was talking about. Well, crap, you guys probably want your token. Yeah. Alright, hang on. Bear back. We'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to get to the center of a collider. It's not hard, but first let's get Qathulu on screen so we can take a look at that. What have you been doing, RJ? What you been up to, man? No game dev at all? That's crazy. The lag on the stream is also very crazy. I have to wait like a whole minute. It's weird. Oh wow, I'm seeing myself. I still see me there. That's crazy. Oh. Alright, let's open. I gotta remember to make these match. Wow, that is weird. Uh-oh, did I break something? Maybe not. Okay. So we'll select the boss, hit F to frame, and we're going to turn off the volumetric fog. Select that, uncheck the box, and now you can't see the collider until you uncollapse it as a component. So select, oh, well, it's uncollapsed. What I meant is that. See, if it's collapsed, you can't see the box. Uncollapse it, you see it. Same with nav mesh agent, that little cylinder there. So, I mean, it's with all these collapsed, it's or expanded rather. See, if we had all of them expanded, it's a pretty long list. So I think it's just better to collapse all when you're trying to edit. I mean, yeah, that's a very long list. These three dots up here, collapse all. But we need to see, oh, that's interesting. There's a little bug. It didn't actually turn these things off when I collapsed all, which is fine. I can live with that. I don't care. Alright, so box collider in this case, I'm using it for targeting. So when you left click or right click, it sends out a raycast, which is like a laser pointer, and it detects collisions. Can be on anything, a tree, a rock, the terrain, a bridge, an enemy, a player, anything. So it's hitting this box, even if you click, sorry, got the hiccups. Even if you click way up here, you're still going to get them as a target, which is a little silly. So let's reduce that by clicking this edit collider. You click that button, and then you see these little dots on each side. That one's kind of hard to see. I don't think we can see it because it's in his arm, but you can see these. Oh, when you hold Alt, they go away. It's right there. So I'll click that and pull it down, and what that does is makes it so you can edit from just one direction, you know. Otherwise, both the top and the bottom scale at the same time. So that's a little more accurate. And let's turn that off, and then we'll scale the size on the X a little bit tighter. Alright, so this collider, what we want to do is get center of it. So that's center of the entire unit. When you check this box, that's the pivot, and this is where it's calculating the loot from, is the pivot of the object. So when you're programming your transform, which this is set to the transform of the object, so same thing as this, the transform position is that right there, and then I'm just saying add 3 to the Y, which is the green. So that puts it about here, which is inside the rock, which is why the loot doesn't pop up here. And yeah, makes sense. So what we're gonna do is get the collider. Just thinking this is gonna look a little silly. You got this big old monster, and it's gonna spawn these human-sized rib cages. That's whatever. Don't matter, right? But what we'll do, we'll get the collider, we'll get the center, and we'll have the loot pop from there. I think. I feel like this is gonna mess up some other enemies though. For example, let's think about this before we do it and push it to the server, and then people will be like, oh, you broke this, you broke that. Enemy alligators, because they're so close to the ground, or crocodile, I don't know what I have. I think it's a croc. Yeah, the ribs are the loot item. Oops. Wow, spell. So, it's, well, here I can show you. It's right here. Loot bag. It was a bag. And then I thought, yeah, let's, it's Reign of Darkness. Let's make it a little evil. More evil. So I took, part of this zombie, which is a free asset, by the way. This is his chest. Well, there's a spine, you can see. And then I put a rim shader on that. So if we turn off the rim shader, you just go like this, right there, collapse that component, and then rim shader down here, rim width, and oh, or you put it to black is what you do, I think. There you go. So this was part of a free model, which I will show you what that model is. And this is, to me, this is kind of what it means to be an indie developer. Just work with what you got. You don't have the budget of big companies, so do what you can do with what you got. So I took the object that they gave me, this guy here. Let's see if this one's actually in pieces. Turn on the outline. Nah, I don't know if this one's in pieces. No, this one's not. So he gave me a one piece. Here's the zombie body part. So there we go. So I took this one, which the artist, he's actually green on the asset store. I wanted it to be a different color. I didn't like green. So I added the texture map. And then we have the head, the forearm. You can see how it's split up right there. And that was the one I took right there. So if I took one of these, W is the move tool, you can see how that breaks apart. It's pretty cool. One day I want to make it so he just goes and all the parts just tumble down. That'd be cool. If it's a loot thing, you can name it rib fragments and after the model slightly, or just keep them the same model with the name and not break immersion as much. Yeah, I mean, for now, it's gotta work. I don't care. It's better than a cube, let's say that. It's better than a block out. That's like a gray cube, or you know what I mean. Plus, it makes sense. Carrying the whole rib is cumbersome, but a fragment of this context will still be large. Yeah, absolutely. Assets are there for a reason. If it's AA or AAA, then that's different. But even AAA games reuse or use stock assets from time to time. That's exactly right, RJ. And I saw a video the other day that really bothers me. I'm not gonna point out who it was, but there's just like two people that I know of. Yes, way better than a Q. There's two people, two streamers, YouTubers that I know of that really trash talk indies if they see an indie using if they see an indie that uses something purchased from the asset store, they go nuts and they call it asset flipping, which is that's not. I mean, they don't understand what goes into making a game. Like this crocodile, yes, I bought it from the asset store. No different than if you paid an artist to make it. The only difference is you don't own the sole license, the one-time use. You know what I'm saying? So the artist gets to sell it to any other developer, which means, yeah, you'll see it in other games, but certain people think that that's asset flipping, and it's not. It's the same thing. You're paying an artist for art. The only difference is they are letting other people buy it. You haven't paid them enough to have exclusive rights. That's what I'm trying to think of. Doesn't mean that the asset's like ready to go and it's perfect and you just drag and drop it and boom, you got a game. No, never. So there's a handful of people that really need to just stop, recognize that they don't know what they don't even know, and try to make a game. Like, you shouldn't talk about anything, but in this case, game development, if you don't know game development. That is ridiculous. And I see this so much. People who, like, I feel bad saying this because I feel like I'm being a dick to certain people, but I'm not. It's just they need to take a step back and say, okay, yes, I play a lot of games, but do I really know how to make a game? No. Just because you get the concept of a collider, which most gamers do, they don't get the concepts of replication and race conditions with your server. That's one a friend brought up with me recently. They don't get the concepts of send messages, get components, and how those things need to be done in order. They have no idea of order execution, no idea of the structure, just nothing. It's very frustrating as an indie developer, and luckily I haven't been attacked by any of them, but I feel like at some point somebody, I mean, there's been a few people like, oh, you're using that asset, and yeah, you're right, RJ, that's what it's there for. And I am using XYZ assets, and there isn't another way. I feel people, there's a breakdown between, and I've said this before, there's a breakdown between the, what do you say, the senior gamer, like somebody who plays games and they really know their games. And that is something, but that doesn't mean they know game development. They have a lot of assumptions. It's like, it always reminds me of, it's gonna sound rude, but it's funny. That show, Pulp Fiction, and they like stop in the movie and say, when you assume, you make an ass of you and me, and they show how it breaks down. I think it's funny because it's true. That's what's going on. If you assume, then they're basically making themselves look dumb, and they're making the indie developer look dumb because they don't know what they're talking about. So they're hurting both parties, even though they're unfortunately informing a lot more people incorrectly, and then other people get thinking on the same track, and then they're misunderstanding and they assume, and it's bad. Sorry, that's a tangent. It's just something that bugs me. Because I know how hard it is. Development is hard work. It's not easy. The things you take for granted, a simple inventory system, try it. Dare you. I dare you to set that up. And don't half-ass it, don't cheat, don't go get a kit or whatever. Do it for real. And then we'll talk. So, it's the same. Wait, let me back up. Asset flipping is buying exclusive rights to the asset, then selling it yourself. There you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's the same in hip-hop. If you lease a beat, other people can make a hit on the same beat as if you don't buy the exclusive rights to it. That's a good analogy. The beats, yes. I do strongly prefer 100% original assets. Personally, I agree with you. Yes. Because it feels... Hang on. Because it feels weird seeing something important in my game being used horribly in other... yes, or used at all in others, but I'm not against it at all. Yeah, and until you can afford it, that's what you gotta deal with, is the fact that, yes, things can be used in other games. Because they're useful is... And nothing wrong with that. I'm just stickler for making it all, or having it all exclusive. I really am with you on that. That's how hate mobs and ignorance spreads. Yeah, true. Good inventory. Just the just the UI programming. Yep. So true. I've seen many people pumped up, they want to make a game, but then they quit as soon as they get to inventory because it is ridiculously hard. But every gamer, almost, I would say, unless they have dev background experience, they will take inventory for granted. They think it's just an assumed. It's like, yeah, you should have inventory. I mean, if you don't have inventory, your game sucks. Have you tried to do it? No, you haven't. So anyways, we got this box collider. If we do the +3 on the crocodile based on its transform, +3, this is his transform, the crocodile is her, whatever, and then we add 3 units, the loot drops way up here. Now, if I tell the loot to drop in the center of the collider, it's going to be right there, which might be too close to the ground, because what if the crocodile's on a hill? See, these are things you got to think about. Let's say the crocodile dies on this hill over here. That's not much of a hill. It could happen that it's in enough of a situation that the loot might go through the terrain. I mean, you see what I mean, but I don't know. So if we use center, it's possible that the loot spawns and goes through the terrain. So what we should do is tell it to spawn in center +1. Maybe even +2 or 3, maybe. I'm trying to think what enemies this will affect, but let's try just +1. We'll see what happens. I don't need to save this scene. We'll just reload it. Alright, now we're gonna do it for real. I got way off on a tangent, sorry guys. To whoever watches this. Maybe this video shouldn't be public. Because I get a little upset with some of the ignorance in the game dev scene. Alright, we're gonna make spawn in the center plus a couple, that shouldn't matter. However, that could still fall into this stuff. I might have to put a little bridge here or something to catch it. We'll see. More testing. So we'll do... I'm going to just push that over and we'll say... do I have access to the collider already somewhere? Let me see. Ah, oops. Damn it. Fine. I thought I hit F3. There's one. But we can just copy that. So now what is it? Yeah, control minus this back to where we were. So we'll say get the collider dot bounds dot center. That should be a v3, and we want the y, and then we'll add our value to that. We'll try 1 for now, see what happens. So right here, vector 3 is your, that's what this is all about, the manipulator here. X is the red one, Z is blue, Y is green, same with up here. This just controls the angle of the scene, or you can be in isometric view, which doesn't take into account linear perspective, or you can be in perspective view. So we're going to set a new vector 3 based on its current X, its current Z, but we will modify the Y, and we'll get the center of the collider plus 1, puts us right here, plus 1. Got it? Cool. Saving, testing. Gotta go to... I mean, I guess if this messes something up, then I will just do another build tonight. Or I'll roll back. But I think we'll be fine on this. This is a weird time to stream, huh? But I'm usually up at this hour, and I felt like it. Alright, Qathulu. Do it correctly, pal. Alright, see if we can see what happens here. Oh! I fell right in the acid. Oh no! And we gotta get out of combat. There we go. Use wings. I'll step right there. He should aggro by there. Alright, let's see. Kill key now. Aha! Fell right on the rock. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And it should, because the force, the add force to the physics part of it is the same every time it's not randomized. We should see it drop right there every time. No guarantees, but alright, I think it's build time. You know, I don't think I ever checked the colliders there. Can I just like bell? I guess you can. That's not great. You could just run right past all those elites. Not what I had in mind, but okay. Okay, did we need to test anything else in here? Oh no, but we do need to turn the first gate back on, and then change the aggro range of the second boss, and then we will do the build, update Steam, the patch, reset the server, all that crap, and then I'm thinking I'm going to do a couple odds and ends. Yeah, I need to look at the priority stuff first, though. Okay, whatever. Let's save out right here. Hey, wait. That... Nope, didn't work again. That's crazy. to black chasm. And we need the second boss. All of his little buddies. I think it's actually these. Now that I think about it. These guys? Yeah. They were for the first boss, so their numbers are, their ID numbers are low. And it doesn't matter. Alright, so these four dudes, they need to be chained to the boss. So, no. Okay. I gotta look at each one. Boss mutant. Oh boy, look at that. I messed that up. They're actually aggroing the other boss from all the way across the map. Oops. We'll fix that real quick. Still need a name for this guy. Have to look at some of the notes. Mage. Give me like 4 names. I'll just pick one of those. And so this is my targeting script here that's gonna when the enemy basically searches for any player targets to attack, and if it finds one and the player's within its range, its aggro range, then it will, in this case, notify any units I assign right here. So we want these, all 5 of these are going to operate as one for now. I mean, it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not really a boss mechanic, so I'll do something different to make it a little more challenging. Because, man, we got some really good players. Did the person UV this whole map with a texture or use Unity Paint tool? No, Meryl, she went through and replaced materials. I don't think, I mean, I'd say that's the easiest way to do it. In fact, probably the only way to do it. I think I see what you're thinking, but nah, they didn't. Oh wait, actually no, it must be UV because I saw you can't use spectral and bump. Spectral, you mean specularity, probably, and bump mapping on Unity terrain. There's an add-on, I think, not by default, unless they, yeah, they did add that. That's in there, but yeah, this is not terrain. This is mesh. This is actually not an OBJ, but a FBX file. But it's just a mesh, just like anything else, just like the enemies. So you can't paint on those unless you do get a plugin. And those plugins, I don't know if they're still up to date or not. So yeah, the only way to do it is, well, I can show you. Oh, here's a cool trick. So he has 0 to notify. So I'm gonna lock the inspector with this up here, a little lock guy. Then we're going to drag all 4 of these. So see, when I selected that, it didn't change my selection of him. That's why I locked it. I'll grab all 4, drag drop to the list, and now he will notify all these if you pull him. Then we'll unlock that. They did. Nice. Finally. Ah, cool. It's a mesh. Nice. I was wondering if it was terrain or mesh. Pretty much. Yeah. There's some gross looking floor. I love it. Hell yeah, Qathulu. Yeah, it looks like intestines or something, huh? It's pretty nasty. Definitely cool. So yeah, there's the mesh there. And then the rocks are just placed around it as little props, is what I typically call it. In this case, the guy calls them add-ons. This is from Underworld kit from the asset store. And then I did just the first few chunks, and then Meryl gets credit for the rest. We're gonna beef up her portfolio. So I want her to be in charge of this whole thing. So I'm making her, basically making her decide on all these things. I don't know if I think she's enjoying it. It is fun stuff to decide like what the name of things are, and like this guy's name. Let me see if she gave me a name. And then she's got to decide the quests and what order things go in, and so like the gates and conditions are, that's all her ideas. So if you don't like it, blame her. I actually think it's pretty cool though. She's doing good. She's almost done with her degree in game dev, so definitely kicking some butt. And I got 2 other people helping, and I mean the team's coming together slowly but surely. All right, she said names were. Oh yes, RJ, they do actually. Yep. You can cut holes in terrain. They have a brush for it. It's pretty cool. And I think you could take these cave modules, the mesh, and convert it to a terrain, and then you could paint it the same. So I guess now that I think about it, you're right. You could do that. Okay, let's see. She said a couple names. Let me put them in here. Tell me if you guys like any of these. So we got this name. Oh wow, can't read it. Hang on. Okay, so she said Nespith Vorvados. There's these other 2 kings associated with Paimon called Labal and Abali. Okay. So this name may change, but I want to just get this build out, so we'll go with one of these. Let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll give you guys a minute. What do you think? Any thoughts? There's 4 of you, each of you. Oh, there's 5 people as of now. Just type 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this one is 1. What name do we like for this monster right here? Is what I'm asking you. So that would be 2, that's 3, that's 4. Let me get this to where you can see both. Alright, what name do we like, guys? Whoa, that's touchy. Whoa. Trying to get a good angle here, but looks like I kind of like Vorvados. That would be my vote. Okay, you're gonna go 3? Labal. I like that too, though. That just sounds cool if I'm saying it right. Labal. Yeah, that would be cool. Let's look it up. Let's see what we got here. And 1 second. Labal. Sounds cool. I think she said it was a king. Alright, whatever. You know what, RJ? We're going with what you said, because nobody else voted, so done. That is his name, then. Let me just put this here. Second boss names. Let's save that. And then we'll see what she wants to do, so it's more fitting for her portfolio. I want her to decide the ins and outs, but I think that's a pretty cool name. Labal. Probably butchering it. Base character. L-A-B-double-A-L, right? That's what we want? Yeah. I think that's good. And then I'll find some new animations for him so he looks proper. These guys, that's right, the aggro range is a little much. So let's push him back a little from the door, because the door's out there. So he was a little too close, and I think you were aggroing him from the top of the steps. Or I was, whatever. Now let's check all four. Check their aggro range, which I put in navigation for some reason. Put this down to 12-ish, I think would be good. Wait, let's see what I had on the other boss. Well, no, that doesn't really help me. Yeah, 20. Well, considering 5 was melee, 3-ish is about melee distance in this game, which I know isn't totally accurate, but that would put you about right here. Let's get an eye on this. So this would be about 3 meters. Supposedly Unity works in meters, but that is definitely not 3 meters. So that's about 3 meters according to Unity. I just realized this guy's got to be bigger. He is not big enough. He's a boss. He's got to be bigger. Hopefully that don't break nothing. Shouldn't. Undo. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll call it 1.3. Copy, paste, paste. Good enough. Alright, so if that is about 3 meters from the pivot point, that is. Wow, this seems a lot louder. Let me see. Can't tell. So if that's 3, then let's say that'd be about 6. This would be about 10, 15, 20. Be back here. Yeah, I think 20 is fine for that guy, but this guy, yeah, he could be 20 as well. Huh? I'm determining how far away you can be until this enemy notices you. That's what I call aggro range. Now, because these are all linked together though, and I'm going to put a gate that locks you in, I guess it doesn't matter as much, and we want it on the lower side, so I'll test with this. Okay, so what was the other thing? Oh yeah, we gotta turn on this gate. There's a gate right here that we want on. If I can find it. Is it boss 1? It is. There we go. Save scene. I think we're ready. 3 meters is just for default Unity world scale, so if that's 3 meters where the creatures are huge, because from pivot point to this foot, that's 1.5 meters. Yeah. You know what? Maybe while I'm doing a build, because yeah, that's where we're at now, and it takes a good 20 minutes. If you guys want, we can pop in Discord and chat if you want. I'll hop in there. You guys join me if you want. I'll go to just rain testing, or well, I'll just go general gaming. I don't know if there's anything there. Yeah, general gaming. Maybe there if you want. Okay, I'm gonna kill the stream, and let me mute that for a second, and then I will get a build up. So, thanks for hanging, guys. See ya.